Welcome to another JournalNow.com high school football video. I'm Joe Serrera, and I'm joined this week by North Davidson head coach Brian Flynn to talk a little bit about his team and Friday night's matchup with Oak Grove. Brian, thank you for joining us.
Joe, thanks for having me.
You guys survived a brutal non-conference schedule. I think that's the best way to describe it. Now you've got a mid-Piedmont 3A win under your belt. What have you learned about your team so far?
Oh man, I've learned a lot of things. There's been a lot of firsts for me, Joe, to be honest with you as a coach. It has been kind of a roller coaster type year, just with COVID, and everybody's dealing with that. No excuse at all. But with our non-conference schedule, like you said, that was tough. We didn't really play well, Joe. At the end of the day, against these really good teams, these better opponents. We didn't execute. We didn't compete like we wanted to. Really was disappointed in that. However, we've had some time with the bye week and things like that to try to figure some things out. Really get an identity, Joe. We really haven't had that on both sides of the ball, just because of the lack of consistency with having guys and things like that at practice together. The Monday of our bye week was actually the first time we've actually practiced together as a whole, as a team, had everybody there. So, again, been a roller coaster type season so far, but what we've learned is that we've had a lot of adversity, and I think last week we took a step in the right direction.
You had to replace an outstanding group of seniors from the spring season, particularly at the skill positions. Who stepped up for your team this fall?
Yeah, we have, Joe. We graduation hit us hard there in that spot, but we've had some guys really step up, and one of them comes to mind is Reed Nisley. Reed's had 11 catches last week for like a $135 and a touchdown against Montgomery Central, and that's what we need from him. We got some really quick game type stuff throws to him early on with Gavin. Gavin got a lot of confidence early on with those type of throws, and we were able to do a lot of things that we've been wanting to do this year, and we just haven't really been able to, just because of the lack of execution and things. So Reed's really stepped up to the plate in that spot, and hope to see some others join him.
Well, I know you have one guy on defense who was the leader last year and is still there. If you want to talk a little bit about him right now.
Yeah, Tanner's been he's been fantastic, Joe. I think the only disappointment about Tanner Jordan right now is that he doesn't have any offers, but that's a whole nother story. When it comes to recruiting these days, it's a little bit been challenging and more different. But Tanner's been all over the place. He's the leader of that defense, the quarterback of that defense. Our guys know that, and he did a really good job stepping up vocally during the bye week. Tanner's more of a lead by example type of kid. Everybody leads differently. But he spoke a lot more during the bye week, leading up to our opening conference game. And, when Tanner talks, everyone listens. So it's good to see him step up his game in that side of things too.
You're in a new conference this year, or a realigned conference, mid-Piedmont 3A, some familiar teams, Oak Grove on Friday night, one of them, and some new opponents. What do you think of the new conference and the move up from 2A to 3A with this realignment?
The conference I'm fine with. I think, it's good to be able to have us local guys with us, Central, Davidson, Ledford, and of course, Oak Grove, and then throw in Asheboro, Montgomery Central. We've been in a conference before years ago with Asheboro. Now, Montgomery Central was a little strange, but, it was everything but an hour and a half bus ride over there for JV football. That was a long ways, but the conference, I think, is going to be good these next 4 years, and very, very competitive. Obviously, again, having those local teams, we'll have some really, really good gates, especially in these real big games. Now, us jumping from 2A to 3A, I think that's a whole nother story. I wasn't, I didn't really see why that, and especially since we didn't go to a 5A look for the state, but that's a whole nother topic of discussion there as well. But overall, the Mid-Piedmont Conference is a very competitive league.
Mm-hmm. Oak Grove, the team you're going to play Friday night, obviously it's a huge rivalry. Is this kind of a measuring stick game for your program and for Coach Holcomb's as well every year?
I think so. We're glad that we got a conference game under our belt. We're used to starting the last 4 years our conference play, and we have to open up against each other. Mm-hmm. And so it's nice to have one under our belts. I think they played Asheboro last week, and so that's good. It is, especially this year more than ever, Joe, just because we're just still trying to figure out what type of team we are. Yeah, we had a really big win last week to open up conference play. You know, we're looking for that consistency. That's for sure, because we've been so inconsistent early in the year in our non-conference games. So, you know, what a better way than to go on the road and, you know, you want to, go 5-0 in your conference and win your conference. You got to win these big games. You know, we took a step in the right direction starting off the conference 1-0, but you go over there and get a win on the road and you're 2-0 in the conference. You're definitely, it's not over, but you're helping yourself out big time.
What do you see when you look at Coach Holcomb's Oak Grove Grizzlies team?
Just a typical Oak Grove team. It actually looks like him offensively looks like I'm calling plays back in the day when I was the OC. He's letting his quarterback do some things, giving him some freedom, so to speak, with their RPO game. Mm-hmm. The quarterback's doing a really good job of managing that offense, taking what the defense gives them. In RPOs, it's just you're looking at matchups and numbers at the end of the day. You taking what the defense gives us. So we got to make sure that you can't take everything away for us defensively. It's just obviously impossible. We got to take away what they really, really like to do to try to make them do things that they're not as comfortable doing. So that's going to be really, really key. And Joe, I know it's a cliche, but we got to block and tackle, man. I mean, we did that poorly in our big games, non-conference wise, and that's been a point of emphasis in our bye week and then leading the last week. We just got to do that better.
How do you manage your team and I wouldn't say expectations, but the excitement for a week like this?
It's really, really tough, especially for a teenager. They, it's been a roller coaster for our kids. We've finally, doing some things right. The last couple of weeks during our bye week, we had a great week of practice, of course, leading into our opening conference win. I try to teach, and we're kind of getting to another cliche here, but we really have hit the ground running with this, and the kids are really buying into just being 1-0, and that's being 1-0 every day, Joe. Being 1-0 in film, when we have film sessions on Mondays and Tuesdays, being 1-0 in there, winning those days, winning our practice days, and then you do that, good things are going to happen during the week. And my team was kind of fragile leading into the bye week, and kind of our tails were between our legs, and I had to be really, really careful about it. We just wanted to make sure we were looking forward. Our goal was still in front of us to win a conference championship. So I've been just trying to just treat each day the same, and then getting into the game. Again, they know the impact of this game, man. Right. I mean, they understand it. I mean, I think they've already pre-sold a crap ton of tickets. So, but we just got to make sure we can control and channel that energy until kickoff. That's for sure.
Well, the Winston-Salem Journal will be covering that game. It's obviously a huge matchup in the Triad. Great rivalry, a lot of excitement. We wish you luck Friday night and for the rest of the season.
Joe, thanks a lot, and thanks for everything you guys do. Appreciate it.